it's the end of the war. That'll come finally in 42 days, but at 16, it's supposed to be the start of that second process. And at the same time, Netanyahu is given an undertaking to the right to do the opposite, to go back to war, and not to end the war, but to go back to the war. And it's in the annex to some of the codicils to the cabinet meeting that lasted for 6 hours after there was the final agreement to the deal. So on one hand, Witkoff has one paper, and he says, look, this is your deal, do it, implement it, Netanyahu. And at the same time, Netanyahu is given an undertaking to the right that he's going to do the opposite, that he's actually going to go back, that there won't be a second phase. It'll end before that. There won't be any more hostages coming out after these days now, because he's going to complain that Hamas has broached the agreement, and there won't be a second phase, and his government will fall. And I think Trump, being the sort of transactional man that he is, recognizes this. And he says to himself, I have Netanyahu just where I want him on this, because, he's entirely dependent on me. We've got to get the second phase through. Netanyahu doesn't want a second phase because it's going to be a disaster anyway, and it's going to be, and it'll bring down his government. And so that is a real pressure point